What? Hi, I'm Cardboard Viv. Welcome to Cardboard Viv. A Cardboard Viv episode titled Everything Wrong with the Sports Card Hobby. The views expressed in this video are my opinions and are not intended to provide legal or financial advice. Also, it probably isn't smart to trust some random bozo on the internet. Being a pretend sports card dealer, both on YouTube and at card shows, I often get asked about my views on the sports card market from an investing standpoint, as well as a cultural one. And while I do feel that there are limited and conservative ways to make money in this hobby, I do think that most people miss the mark completely. For example, although it has been repeatedly shown that outside of the junk wax era, holding and selling sealed product, known as sealed wax to the uninitiated, over time is a tried and true way to typically make a small profit. Conversely, opening sealed product is almost always a bad investment, and certainly is subject to variance, relying exclusively on the hope that some obscure card is pulled therefrom. Pay no mind to the rampant corruption of the card companies and online breakers who seemingly always funnel the biggest hits to the same people. Social media is filled with so-called experts opening sealed packs under the false hope that they will somehow turn a profit. Worse still, because YouTubers, and I should note that this is with exception to the Cardboard Viv channel, only upload their biggest hits and not the far more numerous failures. This leads viewers into the false impression that opening packs is somehow a good idea. In short, this preys on people's worst tendencies, gambling. Indeed, that is all ripping wax is. Compare the odds printed on the back of a blaster box to those of a scratch-off lottery ticket, and you will see more similarities than differences. As the industry's resident legal expert, I can assure you that those printed odds are there for liability reasons, and they should illustrate to everyone why opening sealed packs is nothing more than a gamble. If you enjoy it and can afford it, great, but we all know that that isn't the case in this hobby's growing unhealthy psyche. Speculation at its finest, the likes of which haven't been seen since the years of the gold rush. Recently, an advertisement for Whatnot popped up in my social media feeds. It was interesting, in part because it illustrated the unhealthy dynamics favoring speculation and gambling over known quantities. Let's take a look.
This might be massive. Big firm! Are you kidding me?
That advertisement was actually very recent, and several things struck out at me. First, the apparent breaker seemed to have little excitement for the Bruce Smith autograph that was covering the supposed big hit behind it. Second, the sheer excitement the breaker had for opening a Trey Lance rookie auto is frankly embarrassing in hindsight. Given that Whatnot threw me this advertisement years after Trey Lance's rookie year, let's take a look at what the hobby was pushing on its consumers. Trey Lance, a hyped mobile quarterback prospect, drafted in the first round and with the third overall pick in 2021. The 49ers gave up 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick to move up to get him. His cards hit the market during the pandemic sports card boom, and that's about where the good stuff ends. Since coming into the league, Trey Lance has been often injured and was passed over for the then-heralded Brock Purdy. He has thrown only 102 passes and completed only about half of those during his tenure. And in 2023, he was traded to the Cowboys to be their backup quarterback in exchange for a 4th-round pick. Notably, the Cowboys declined Trey Lance's 5th-year option. Now, this isn't a video intended to bash Trey Lance. I simply want to point out the absurdity in this hobby's obsession with speculation and gambling. Compare Trey Lance's swift fall from grace with that little-known defensive player who the Breakers seem to have no concern with, Bruce Smith, NFL Hall of Famer, who played for the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Redskins over a staggering 18-year career. 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 9 first-team All-Pros with another 2 second teams, 11-time Pro Bowler, a member of not only the NFL's 1980s All-Decade team, but also the 1990s All-Decade team. And he is the literal all-time career sack leader. Bruce Smith is objectively one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Most importantly, all of this was known at the time that the video underlying that Whatnot advertisement was broadcast. In hindsight, who should have garnered more excitement? The speculative quarterback prospect who swiftly became a bust? Or the all-time great whose playing career had already been enshrined in the Hall of Fame? The former was a gamble. The latter was a sure thing. All hobbyists, particularly kids and their parents, should pay attention to this. When the hobby stops being a hobby and simply becomes a lottery ticket, we aren't exactly instilling positive values and life lessons in the children watching us. Maybe next time you open a pack, teach the kids about the history of the game and its players, and focus less on how much money something is worth. Maybe we can save the hobby from the spiraling path that it is headed down. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a cardboard Viv. Stay safe out there, and God bless.
Do-do-do.